So probably my favorite Bo story is I was going to run for regent, and he thought it was really cool that one of the former players would want to run to be regent of the University of Michigan, and it's a statewide election, and you're required to go through party politics and get nominated through a convention, a state convention, and then you get put on the ballot, and then you have to win in a popular election. So it's very much like running for any other office. So I had to, for the first time, show up at this state party convention and convince 3,000 delegates from all these counties and districts around the state to vote for me versus the other people who were running for this spot on the ballot. And so I reached out to Bo and said, Bo, you mentioned that you'd be willing to help me. Would you do some radio ads, which he did, and he was great. And would you be willing to devote a few hours coming to the convention in Grand Rapids and maybe posing for some pictures, signing some autographs, and telling people through your endorsement that they should vote for me the next day at the convention? And he said, David, anything. So he drove up to Grand Rapids, which was a huge sacrifice of his time. And we had really promoted the fact that Coach Schembechler was going to be there, not anticipating, and we should have, how big a deal this was going to be to these delegates coming to this convention. And so we set up a rope line, and we had bought these little, they're these kind of Nerf footballs that had Brandon for Regent on them. And they were pretty small, but they're the kind you could throw indoors, and they were maize and blue. And we were going to give away one of those and then have everybody get a picture taken with Bo. Well, the first person in line pulls out a Sharpie and decided that not only did they want a picture with Bo, they wanted Bo to sign the football. And we had purchased like 2,500 of these little footballs because that's how many people were there, and we were going to throw them around the next day. Well, pretty soon we had hundreds and hundreds of people lined up, going all the way out into the street in Grand Rapids, all wanting to get a picture taken with Bo and to get him to autograph one of these footballs. And this was back in 1998, and Bo was in pretty good health, but the idea at his age to be standing there for hours, because this went on for hours, smiling at people, shaking their hand, visiting a little bit, signing one of these little footballs, posing for the picture, and then on to the next. This went on for hours, and I could tell he was getting tired, and I kept going over and saying, Bo, are you okay? Because there's still 100 people in line. And it was like, no, David, we're going to do this. I told you we do this, we do this. So finally, after hours and hours and hours, we closed off the rope line. We ran out of footballs. They were all gone. I mean, the guy signed hundreds and hundreds of these footballs. And I brought over a chair, and he plopped down in his chair, and he was just exhausted. And there was only one football that didn't get used, and he had started to sign his name, and I think he got so tired from writer's cramp that he kind of messed up his name. It didn't turn out well, and so he kind of threw it down and grabbed another one. And so there was this one messed up football sitting there, and he's over there relaxing, and I'm doing whatever I'm doing, and I look out over the corner of my eye, and I see Bo sitting in his chair, and he had grabbed this football, and he had the Sharpie out, and he's writing on it. And I'm thinking, the guy has to be sick of signing his name, and this football was already spoiled. What's he doing? And then all of a sudden he stands up and he walks over to me and he goes, here. And he hands me this football, and he wrote, Dave, win or die, Bo. And to this day, I have that football in my trophy case at home.